Book of Heaven, Volume 11, August 27, 1913. The enemy cannot approach the soul who lives in the divine will directly. Finding myself in my usual state, I was lamenting to my always lovable Jesus about my poor current state. And with all the bitterness of my soul, I said to him, "Life of my life, you don't want to have compassion on me anymore. Why live? You don't want to use me anymore. Everything is over. My bitterness is such and so great that I feel petrified because of the pain. And what is more is that while I remain all abandoned in your arms, as if I gave not a thought to my great misfortune, others, and you know who they are, whisper in my ear, 'And how is this? And why? Maybe you have committed sins. You have become distracted.' And what is worse is that while they say this to me, I feel that I don't want to hear them, as if they would interrupt the sleep you make me have in the arms of your will. Ah, Jesus, maybe you did not pay attention to how hard this pain is for me. Otherwise, you would come to my aid." And I told him many more silly things. Then blessed Jesus told me,
"My daughter, poor daughter of mine, they want to sadden you, don't they? Ah, my daughter, I do so much to keep you at peace, and they want to disturb you. No, no. Know that if you dared to offend me, I would be the first to be saddened, and the first to tell you. And since I do not tell you anything, do not worry. But do you want to know who the cause of this really is? It is the devil. He is consumed with rage, and every time you speak about the effects of my will to those who approach you, he blows up in fury, and unable to approach one who does my will directly, he goes around approaching those who can get close to you under the appearance of good, in order to obtain at least the miserable intent of disturbing the serene heaven of the soul in whom I delight to dwell. So he thunders and lightnings from afar, thinking he is doing something. But poor him. The power of my will breaks his legs, making those thunders and lightnings fall upon himself, and he is left more furious than before. Furthermore, what you say is not true. What is the purpose of my state? You must know that, for the soul who truly does my will, the virtue of my will is such and so great that if I get close to the place where that soul is, in order to send chastisements, finding there my will and my own love, I do not feel like punishing myself in that soul. Rather, I remain wounded, and I faint, and instead of chastising, I go and throw myself in the arms of that soul who contains my will and my love. I rest, and I remain all cheered. Ah, if you knew into what constraints of love you put me, and how much I suffer when I see you the least bit saddened or disturbed because of me, you would be more content, and others would abstain from causing you bother.
"And you see, O Jesus, how much evil I do to the point of making you suffer so much." And Jesus immediately,
"My daughter, do not trouble yourself because of this. The sufferings that come to me from the love of the soul contain great joys also. Because true love, though it brings sufferings, is never separated from great joy and unspeakable contentments.